Hey guys, it's Ari Maccabee, and I am here tonight actually with the Crypto Wealth Club. Obviously, you guys are here to see and learn more about Mining City. Tonight, I'm going to get a little more in depth. We're actually going to see the back office. We're actually going to see my earnings for the last month, guys. This has been one of the best rides ever, one of the realest deals I've ever found. And tonight, I'm going to show you exactly why. So let me share my screen and get right to it, guys. And let's follow along. If you guys have any questions, you have any answers that you need, make sure you type them in the chat under the video, and I will show you everything I possibly can. So here is the top of the page, guys. My name obviously is Ari Maccabee. If you don't know who I am, we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about who I am and how I got involved, what I found when I was doing my research. We're going to talk about Eyal Abramovich, who he is and why it matters. We're going to talk about MineBest and Mining City, how it started and came to be and why. And we're going to talk about how you can earn a full-time income from home simply with a laptop and Wi-Fi anywhere in the world. So who am I? I got in this industry, guys, when I was 19. I was actually in the military, in the Army, and I was in Southern California. And what happened was one of my buddies had said, hey, I found this ad. Let's go in and apply for this little part-time job because we were both looking for something. We went in together. It wasn't for him. He bailed on me. I ended up going through the whole process. Turned out it really wasn't a job, but it was a business opportunity in network marketing. Now, I had been familiar with network marketing because my experience growing up was kind of funny. My dad had done Amway and Herbalife, Shackley, all the vitamin things. And I remember one day my dad telling me, son, I'm tired of all this stuff in my garage. Just take it out and throw it in the trash. So I go out to our trash can and I'm dumping in water filters. I'm dumping in pills. I'm dumping in everything. And I'll never forget the morning I was out there standing for the school bus and the trash guy pulled up to, dump everything out. And he opened it up and he looked at me and he looked at all the stuff in the trash can. And he goes, can I have this? And I was like, sure. My dad didn't want it anymore. And so he started taking all the stuff and putting it in front of the truck of the trash truck. And it was funny, looking back, I was sitting there thinking, that's what I'm getting involved with. But it turned out to be a wonderful experience for me. I actually went on to be one of the top earners in Southern California in less than 1 year. Went on to become one of the top earners in Equinox, the #2 money earner in ACI. And I was, really in love with that business, guys. But, as with all businesses, there are bad experiences. And ACI turned out to be a bad experience for me because there was 4 owners. 2 of them were actually from the United States. 2 of them were actually from Colombia. The 2 Colombian guys embezzled all the money, hopped on a plane and went home. And so here I was with this big office that I had leased in my name, stuck with the lease, no way to get out of it. I had to pay it. And, at that time I said, I need something that's secure that will make me good money. I went into the car business actually at Toyota of Cerritos. And I stayed in that business actually for quite a long time. In fact, I was one of the top salesmen at Toyota Cerritos, went to Oregon, got in the car business there, became one of the top sales guys there, one of the fastest growing Ford dealerships, had a great career in that business. But unfortunately, I went through a really bad divorce. I had 2 sons at the time that were ages 3 and 7 months. And I needed a way that I could work from home and take care of my kids. So I packed all my stuff. I moved back to Kansas City where my parents were at. And I started a mortgage company basically in my house. Eventually, that company grew into 41 states and I sold it in 2006. And, at the time, I actually started generating leads for our mortgage company doing what's called CPA advertising. And basically what I was doing was just doing lead gen for mortgage companies originally. But in 2008, the mortgage company dropped out. It crashed because of all the bad people in the business. And I had to learn to generate leads across many, many verticals. And, it's kind of funny, how they say once you get network marketing in your blood, you always come back to it. And that actually happened to me. I was actually a guy that I had met, became good friends with, said, hey, my brother's home from the Navy. And he wants to do some network marketing, this network marketing business called World Ventures. And it was kind of funny because he said, this guy's coming into town, he wants to meet us and he's going to do a presentation for us. And that guy was actually somebody I knew from back in the old days. His name was Jefferson Santos. And, that kind of got me back into the game, kind of got me plugged into it. But now all of a sudden I had a different set of skills than I had before. I was able to generate lots of leads, generate lots of signups. I hit the leaderboard in just about everything I was ever in. And, I came back to my roots wholeheartedly, 100% in 2013, where I started building programs online. And it couldn't have been a better ride. It was just a wonderful opportunity and a great way to make money while I'm sitting here with my wife, my child, my family, doing everything that I wanted to do in my life. But in 2017, something really bad happened to me. And that was when I was promoting a company. They did a big event in Turkey. 3 days later, they took off with over $230,000 of commissions of my money and a bunch of commissions of my team's money. And some people who put money in the program never got paid. And honestly, that just rightfully pissed me off, just to be brutally honest. And when that happened, I basically put out a video at the end of the year saying I was quitting. I was done. And, over time, I cooled down a little bit. I started doing massive research on everything. And it took me about a year to find a program that I could promote. And, we believed in it. Guess what happened? It crashed. And it frustrated me so much. We went out and started the Is It a Scam group on Facebook. And we started calling out all sorts of scams. I pissed off a lot of people. I know it. My intentions wasn't to make people mad. My intentions was to protect people from putting their money in bad programs and watching these scammers make off with all the money. I just got fed up with it. And one day, one of my members came to me inside the group and he said to me, Ari, I got this company. They're showing two images. They're both CGI. One's labeled as Mind Best. The other's labeled as Mining City. And immediately I called it a scam. And what happened next was kind of odd, like the photo I'm showing over here on the side. This is kind of how the photos looked. In fact, this is one of them. There was another one that had the Mining City brand on it, or the Mind Best, brand on it. And something kind of odd happened about a week after I called it a scam. And I got a message, not on Facebook where I called it a scam, but actually in my LinkedIn box, in my LinkedIn email. And it was from Eyal Avramovich, who is actually the guy that owns Mind Best. Had a wonderful, very nice conversation with him, and he actually was very appreciative that I was warning somebody about scams, and he wanted to share some information with me. Now, at this time, just to be brutal with you, I did not know that he was the man behind Mind Best, but that all came out in a very short conversation. He shared a lot of information with me. I started to do my due diligence because he was so nice. I felt like, I needed to look into this company a little more. I needed to dig a little deeper. I needed to make sure that what I was calling a scam was indeed a scam. And so that's where my process began. I started looking into this man's background, and over the course, he had told me a little bit about being an inventor. He had told me a little bit about mining cryptocurrency and starting in 2017. He didn't tell me about Bitcoin Vault at the time, but those things started to come out as I started to do the due diligence. And I'm going to share some of that with you live. One of the things I had actually searched for was Eyal Avramovich inventor. Another thing I had looked for was Eyal Avramovich patents. And all these things came up where he owned the patents on all of these things. And, one of the things for me was I wanted to make sure that there wasn't just another guy with the same name that actually owned these patents. So I started digging in, not just on the patents, but on the companies that were associated with the patents. So as I started to go through them, I started to find out it wasn't just the same guy. It was him for sure, 100% undoubtedly, because a lot of these companies are Israeli based. He's Israeli. And right on their website of one of the companies was called Thinium. He actually has a paragraph right on the website where it says, Chief Technologist Eyal Avramovich has extensive experience in both military and advanced commercial technology, developing the most innovative and revolutionary products and portable technology today. The next job I found that he had was actually at Gigalinks. And I think this was actually the first job even before Thinium, to be honest with you. He was actually the CEO of one time at Gigalinks. And while he was there, they had invented a product that was actually called the Gigalinks converter. I'm going to show you a picture of it here in a second. But the Gigalinks converter was something that they sold to Sony for millions of dollars. It was a product actually at the time that allowed them to take and put their computer screen on just about anything, which was new technology at that time. And this is actually the little device I was talking about with Gigalinks. These are some of the products he invented while he was at Thinium. This is another little item he invented called a Weemy massage robot. They sold about over $400,000 in a single day of this product on Home Shopping Network. He's also invented postal scales, body fat scales. I mean, all sorts of different products across many different genres. In fact, he created something that was really unique. I'll show you at the end, which is actually a 2-seater vehicle that just went live under the name Leah Gabrielle. I'll actually show you that live at the end. And the next thing, he had told me, he had been speaking at events all around the world. So obviously, when you're speaking at an event, you're either the featured speaker or you're a keynote speaker. So I typed in his name with featured speaker. I typed in his name with keynote speaker, and I found him and images of him all over the world. And, for me, I was still a little bit skeptical, because that's just the nature. After you've been in a few scams, you realize you want to make sure you're not making a bad decision. You're not making a wrong move. So I told him, I said, let's meet. And he happened to be in China at the time. He was actually speaking at an event in China, and over there visiting Bitmain and WhatsMiner and a few other places where he was doing business with. And he says, no problem, I'll come see you tonight rather than go back to Poland. Well, unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it in that night. His flight actually ended up the next morning. He came into Manila, drove 2 hours of traffic, and to meet me, spent about 2 hours with me, had to drive back through 2 hours of traffic, and then catch a flight and go home. And so I got to meet him. This is the actual man that came to my house. I met him face to face, very real individual. While he was here, he told me a story that him and his vice president of marketing, who at the time was Greg Rogowski. Greg and him had been actually in South Korea speaking at an event, and they were approached by a man by the name of Hanil Park. Now, Hanil Park is actually the head of Item Group, which is actually International Digital Asset Management Group. He's the CEO of it. And I knew who he was. He had actually been in another company that I had been in. And so I reached out, started, trying to track down a way I could communicate with him, because he only spoke Korean. Come to find out, this story was absolutely true. When they were on stage speaking, they had said some things that kind of rang a bell to him that made sense to him, because he was having problems with the company that he was currently at. And he wanted to sit down and talk with Greg and I out. So they end up having a conversation. And while he was there, he says, he asked a bunch of questions, confirmed what he was believing already in his heart, that his company was screwing him. And he made a proposal to Ayao and Greg at that time to bring thousands of affiliates to his company if they would allow them to bring into like a network marketing part, a component to their business. And unfortunately, MindBest has contracts with the government of Kazakhstan. So they didn't want to mess up that relationship with the government. So they basically launched a spinoff. And Greg, who is the vice president of marketing, actually stepped over and became the CEO of Mining City. And Hanil Park actually became the master distributor of Mining City, which is the company, guys, that we're here to talk about. So, Mining City obviously started in 2019, January 2019. And I'm actually going to zip through a couple of these things, because we go over this all the time, guys. Everybody knows what cryptocurrency is at this point. If you don't, I'm happy to go over it with you in detail. But, I want to get you to the goods, because this is really where the company starts to get good. And that's when we talk about this Bitcoin Vault. This has actually been one of the best investments of my life, one of the best purchases, I should say, of my life. Not really an investment, although I'm buying the coins. I own them. I'm purchasing something. So Bitcoin Vault was something that I thought, wow, this sounds incredible. Why? Here's exactly why. You're talking about a coin that was actually built on top of Bitcoin Core. So Bitcoin was obviously created in 2008 by Satoshi Nakamoto. It went live in 2009 when the public source code was actually released, and it started, what we have now is a cryptocurrency movement. I mean, before then, there wasn't any cryptocurrency. Bitcoin was the very first. But Bitcoin Vault did something very unique to Bitcoin. They took that exact code, they added additional code to make it more secure, because in the past, if you've read the media, you've seen things where an exchange has got hacked. People sold, millions of dollars of Bitcoin. We've seen that all over the world. Sometimes you accidentally send to a wrong address. And unfortunately, when you send Bitcoin to a wrong address, it's irreversible. You can't get it back. So what they did is they decided to make Bitcoin better. And they did that by developing a 3-key system. As with Bitcoin, Bitcoin's got the first key, which is the private key. And then they have a second key, which we call the cancellation key or the theft protection key. And then you have a third key, which is the fast 10-minute transaction key. That makes this coin an even better store of value because you can't steal it and walk away with it and get away with it. You know, it's not a hard fork of Bitcoin like Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin SV. Unlike Bitcoin, it doesn't have a block reward of just 6.25. It actually has a block reward of 150. That's huge because every 10 minutes, somebody is winning a block of 150 Bitcoin vaults. And just like with Bitcoin, there's only going to be 21 million coins in existence. The advantage of Bitcoin Vault over, say, Bitcoin itself, obviously mining Bitcoin right now simply isn't profitable. It costs too much electricity. And right after the halving, the block reward is not 12.5 anymore. It's just 6.25. And so until the price gets somewhere around $12,000, $13,000, it won't be profitable to mine Bitcoin. But with Bitcoin Vault, it's highly profitable. And here's the nice part about it. You can use the same ASIC chip computer. You can use the same algorithm, which is called SHA-256, to mine Bitcoin Vault as you do with mining Bitcoin. So it allowed machines to switch over quite quickly just by loading a new algorithm into the system. They're both proof of work, meaning they're both mined. And it also has a real ecosystem behind it because the mine coins are converted to pay for infrastructure, maintenance, and constantly working mining farms. But the unique side about Bitcoin Vault is this. So Bitcoin basically halves every 4 years. And Bitcoin Vault halves right now every 6 months. The first cycle was basically 175 block rewards that went for the first 7 months. We halved in May, and now it's down to 150. Next time it'll have in November 2020, it'll drop to 125. And in May 2021, it'll drop to 100. November 2021, it's going to drop to 75. May 2022, it'll drop to 50. And November 2022, it'll drop to 25. November 23 or May 23, it'll drop to 12.5. And in November 2023, it'll drop to 6.25. So it'll be on the same pace of Bitcoin. And at that time, it'll start halving exactly when Bitcoin halves because we'll be on the exact same pace. The benefits of this coin, though, obviously, is it's secure. It's theft proof. You can't steal it. If somebody sends money to a wrong wallet, you have up to 24 hours to use the second key to pull it back. If somebody hacks your wallet and steals your coins and transfers them somewhere else, you have up to 24 hours to pull it back. Now, don't worry. If you're sending your coins to somebody you know and you trust, you can always use the third key on a second device and confirm that transaction with 10 minutes. So you don't have to worry about somebody scamming you when they send you Bitcoin Vault either. It's also simple. It's like I said earlier, it's based on Bitcoin Core with additional features. It's flexible because users can decide between fast and ultra secure transfers. The nice part about Bitcoin Vault, though, is the store of value. Because it's a theft-proof coin, this really makes it the ultimate store of value amongst cryptocurrencies. That's why the price is constantly going up. People love the coin, the ability to actually cancel transactions, because it's protected from theft. After the implementation of the second and third key, every transaction will be alerted on chain for up to 144 blocks and can be canceled in an emergency with a recovery key within 24 hours. The reduction of Bitcoin Vault is set to catch the block reward, like I said, in November 23, as shown on the table. And then it will follow the halving schedule of Bitcoin from this point. The next halving for Bitcoin is May 2024. So from November 2023 to May 2024, it'll actually have in May 2024, the last time. And our hash rate, this is another very unique thing because in our industry, cryptocurrencies that have higher hash rate typically are priced higher. They're typically more stable. They're typically more looked at by traders. And our hash rate has already surpassed that of Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV. When the block reward of Bitcoin Vault is the same as Bitcoin, then Bitcoin Vault has the potential to be the second largest coin in the crypto market. And I'm going to prove that to you before we're done here today. Now, let's talk about Mining City and MineBest and how this really works between the two. So just to kind of give it to you in a nutshell is this. MineBest is the company that buys the hardware, sets up the MineBest boxes. They set up all the power generators that you see actually right here. And that powers all these little boxes. And they actually are experts at mining, okay? And then you have Mining City. Mining City is ran by Greg. Greg was the vice president of marketing for MineBest. So guess what Mining City is? They're the marketing arm for MineBest. Now, everything I like about Mining City is right here. I'm just going to tell you up front. I've never met a company that's been more transparent and open to share every detail about the way their business is structured and about the way that it works, okay? Our company, basically, Mining City earns 35% commissions and 2% salaries. MineBest Hosting pays 6% for the mining farms, 24% to the miners' purchase and maintenance, 3% to shipping and taxes, 20% goes to pre-mining, and 10% goes into company profit. So again, I just told you about that stuff. You can actually see the cooperation agreement right here on this. And obviously this partnership has some advantages. You know, they have a contract, I said, with the government of Kazakhstan, which provides us with government approved mining facilities and stable, reliable power at a globally competitive price. Right now, we pay 4.75 cents per kilowatt. We also have something that's very unique in the fact that IL developed something called the MineBest box. It is a box where we host all of our mining equipment, and it's basically cooling system is automatically activated because they're in a cool area already. It operates without the need for separate air conditioning. So as a result, we have lower electricity costs than most farms around the world. We're also transparent, as I showed you exactly how everything works and how everything gets paid out. We allow our individuals that join as members to basically rent out hash power for a period of 1,100 days, and daily mining can be calculated basically using a mining formula that we have to provide complete transparency. Now, one of the things I find very unique is this. When I actually joined this company, we were using Bitmain Antminer S9s as our mining equipment. But upon his trips back and forth to China, he discovered that WhatsMiner had a new machine called the M21S that would actually cut the cost of electricity every day, which would also increase the profits. So you had a machine that was costing $7.98 a day. Now with this new machine, it would cost $2.39 per day. So guess what happened? They swapped everybody's machines. Nobody paid a dime for it to happen, and our profits went up. This is how simple it is to get involved, guys. If you were invited here to the group, or you're on my wall, you're seeing everything, all you have to do is get back with the person that you're watching the video with, the person who invited you to take a peek, get their affiliate link, get signed up, and buy a Bitcoin Vault mining plan. Listen to what I just said. Buy a Bitcoin Vault mining plan because it's highly profitable, and I'm going to show you in just a few minutes how profitable. You'll actually start mining 10 days after you purchase. After the timer runs out on the 11th day, you'll get your first payout. So it's basically the morning of the 12th. And let's talk about how you make money, because this is why everybody's here. I mean, you're not here because you just wanted to get involved with mining. You're here because you want to make income. And I understand that. It's highly relatable to me. But this comp plan is one of the most ferocious you'll ever see. I'm going to show it to you here, and then I'm going to show you in my back office so you can see exactly what I'm making on a day-to-day basis. I'm not going to give you some crazy quotes. I'm going to prove to you what I'm getting paid. The three things that I'm going to cover here, guys, are the top three pieces of this comp plan, because these are where the money's at, okay? You have a binary tree bonus, you have the binary matching bonus, and then you have what's called a plan bonus, which is based on your team tree, okay? So let's take a look at this and help you guys understand. So we have two types of plans. We have Bitcoin mining plans and Bitcoin Vault mining plans. Both packages are identical all the way down. You can buy a $300 plan for 3 terahash, get it for 1,100 days, and that's going to cost you $300. You can buy a 6 terahash plan for 1,100 days for $600. You can buy a 12 terahash plan for $1,200. A 24 terahash plan for $2,400, 42 terahash for $4,200, and you can get 138 terahash for $12,600, which includes a 12 terahash bonus. The first 5 plans are $100 per terahash. This one's $93 and change per terahash, so that obviously is the best value. This comp plan is set up actually on a kind of unique design in the fact that you have a ranking system. So if somebody joins at $300, they basically become a resident, and that's where they're at in the comp plan. If they buy a $600 plan, they're going to become a citizen, and they can actually graduate that with the same $600 plan. They refer 5 citizens to their business and have $12,000 in total team tree volume. They'll actually become a city builder. And a city developer, you can still have a $600 plan. You have $60,000 in team volume. You sponsored 5 citizens or above, and you have 3 city builders on your team with at least 1 in team A. You qualify as a city developer. You can become a city manager if you own a $2,400 plan, have $300,000 in team volume, and you have a total of 3 city developers in your team tree and at least 1 in your team A. As a city chief manager, you have a $4,200 plan. You've had $2,400,000 in team volume. You have to have 3 city managers in your team and at least 1 in your team A to qualify. As a city manager, you have to have $12,600 in mining. You have to sponsor 5 citizens, 12 million in team volume, and at least 3 city chief managers and 1 in your team A. And then you have a governor. Governor, you actually have to have $13,800 in packages. You have to have only referred 5 people to the company. You have $100 million actually in sales volume on your team, and you need 3 city mayors in your team tree and at least 1 in your team A. And I'm happy to say, guys, we have our first governor by the name of Hanil Park. The guy has made more money than he will possibly be able to spend. I mean, it's ridiculous. Team tree. So your team tree, guys, this is kind of confusing because people ask me all the time, what is this? This is really a unilevel comp plan to help you guys understand. Whenever somebody joins you in the binary, you can actually place people. But in the unilevel side or the team tree, you can't decide who gets placed where. The first 5 people that actually sign up will automatically go into your team A, and anybody from 6 to infinity will go into your team B, okay? So let's take a look at the binary so you guys understand how you make money here. Let's say that you bought this position, you bought this position, you bought this position. And if you do that, you build the tripod, you actually work from your lower 2 spots. So if this guy, this position went out and bought or sponsored somebody about a $4,200 plan, they get 7 points. They sponsor somebody over here, gets $4,200 plan. They have another 7 points for a total of 14. And then you have this guy on this position, sign somebody up for $2,400, sign somebody up over here for $4,200. That's 7 and 4, so they have a total of 11 points. Every time you have 5 points here, multiples of 5, so 5 and 5 would be $200. So 10 and 10 would obviously be $400 for the day in a cycle. But this is the smallest amount of money, guys, because in your team tree, here's what you need to understand. You actually can cycle as a citizen up to 4 times a day, make $800. Okay, we're going to talk about that right here. Your citizen or your resident can cycle once a day, make $200 a day. Citizen, 4 times a day, up to $800. City builder, 5 for $1,000. City developer, 6 for $1,200. City manager, 8 for $1,600. City chief manager, 10 for $2,000. City mayor, 12 for $2,400. Governor can cycle 14 times for $2,800. But here's the crazy part. Most people will be happy with $2,800 a day. But that's the small side of the comp plan. That's the smallest money you can make in this comp plan. Here's why I say that to you. As you jump ranks, you actually can grow your levels of matching bonuses. Okay, your matching bonuses actually are based on your team tree, meaning on the unilevel. So let's say that you sign up somebody, this is your spot at the top, you sign up somebody who signs up somebody, that's now level 3. So imagine that, you know, as a resident, you can get paid 1 level on your matches, citizen 2 levels, city builder 4, city developer 6, city manager 8, city chief manager 9, city mayor 10, governor up to 11 levels. Now, $10 matches. People will think, you know, that's not a lot of money, but here's the reality. As a governor, the top position, you can actually make $612,900 off matching bonuses per month just from the little $10 matches, guys. It's the biggest part of the comp plan by far, where you're capped at $2,800 a day on your cycle bonuses. You could literally make $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 a day in your matching bonuses. Then you also have what we call the plan bonus, which again is based on the team tree. To help you guys understand this, every time somebody signs up in your team A, you're going to earn 5% commissions. Every time somebody signs up in 6 to Infinity, you're going to actually make 10% commissions. It doubles. And then you have another little bonus inside the comp plan. So every time somebody in your team B signs up somebody in the team A, you actually earn 5% on all of the BA structures. And here's the cool part. That also applies to levels. So now as a resident, you don't earn off those extra levels. So that's why I tell everybody, if you're going to join, you ideally want to come in as a citizen at $600 or higher, because now you have 10 levels that you can earn on the BA structure. As a builder, you have 15. As a city developer, you have 20. As a city chief manager, you have 30. And as a city chief manager, city mayor, or governor, there are no limits to this little BA structure. As it goes down, you can actually earn much more money. Now, I'll talk about this just briefly, the repurchase bonus. Anytime somebody in your team basically buys again, instead of making 5% off your team A, you're going to make 10%. Off your team B, instead of making 10, you're going to make 20%. And anybody in your BA structure, instead of making 5, you're actually going to make 10%. And guess what? That also goes down the same levels the way that it did in the team tree. Okay, it's one of the best comp plans I've ever seen. The other thing I like about this is they do have a little residual bonus, and this actually is based on a city builder. If you're a city builder above, you can participate on this. You're going to get 1% on your first generation, 2% on, or 1% on your second generation, 0.5% on your third. City developer, same thing. City manager, you get 1% on your first generation, 2% on your second generation, and nothing on your third. And that's the way it goes down all the way now for city chief managers, city mayor, and a governor. So this comp plan, guys, again, is one of the best comp plans I have ever seen by far. Let me stop sharing for just a second, because I do want to come over. I want to log in, and I want to show you guys actually my back office, my earnings. I want you to see exactly the kind of money that someone can make, even if you're working this, like in the very beginning, guys, I wasn't working it hardly at all. Now, all of a sudden, we've turned on the heat. We're starting to work this a little heavier. And I'm excited because not only am I making a lot of money, my team is making a lot of money, guys. And here's the cool part. We started this really about, let's see here. We started this about 3 months ago now. So I want you to see exactly where my income is here so you can see. Okay, so let me share my screen again. I want to take you over and walk you through the back office. Back office is very easy to use, very easy to navigate. They built this from scratch. You can see I'm actually a city manager. I've got about 16,000 commissions back there right now, about another $50 here. But that really doesn't tell the story of how much money I've earned, okay? I want to show you on a daily basis just off my Bitcoin Vault mining plan, okay? So you'll see these little plans. I own a 12.6 package. And you'll see I got 47.39, another 31. So what is that? That's you're looking at 48, and then you got 78, another 11 on top of that. By the time you add up this change, you're about $90 right now. Okay, about $90. And then I have another $27 plan here. Or no, actually, I'm sorry. That's actually from my other plan that I have, because I have one more plan, which is a $3,500 package. That's 27. 13. So, you're looking at about $140 a day that I'm earning off my mining right now. Okay. That's just mining. But here's the thing. I want you to see this right here. So this is actually off my teams A of B. That's $690 in bonuses. Okay. There's another 570, which is off, or 507, which is actually some more bonuses. The $1,600 I told you I'm making a day off the cycle bonuses. And if you notice, guys, if I keep going down here, I'll go over to the next page. If you'll see that $1,600 is pretty darn constant, okay? I paid it forward. We bought a package for somebody here, 1410. This is actually, again, those matching bonuses, another $1,600. And guys, this is one of 3 accounts. So right now, all in all, I'm making about $4,500 a day off this deal. How much money have I made over the last 3 months? So let's take a look actually and look up what Bitcoin Vault price is real quick. Okay, actually, let's just go right here. And anytime you guys want to see, you know, all of the information on Bitcoin Vault, you can actually go to this web address. It's explorer.bitcoinvault.global. So as I told you, we have almost 10 exahash right now of power. That's massive because that means we're the number 2 for hash rate in the world. I mean, Bitcoin is the only coin that has more hash rate than Bitcoin Vault. We also have right now about 6.7, almost 6.8 million coins in circulation, and we're at $2.4 billion in market cap space. And the coin right now is at $355.07. So let's take a look and let's calculate where I'm at. I'm going to add this up for you live, and I'll pull this up so you guys can actually see it. I want you to see this number. So over the last 3 months, 380 plus 94.46 plus 11.25 plus actually, hold up a second. I got to deduct that 11.25. So that's a transfer from that came in from one of my other accounts, and then another almost 69 coins right there. So hold up a second, guys. I got to add that back up. 380 plus 94.475, 48 plus 68, another 20. Okay. So that's 543 times 355. Guys, check out this number. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to come back over to the screen. I want you to see this. That's how much money. Okay. That's how much money we've made in the last 3 months. 3 months. Okay. On one account. Now keep in mind, I'm about 260,000 bucks over the last 3 months in just 2 different of my accounts. One account I haven't even started working yet. This is by far the best opportunity I have ever seen. We know it's real. We know they have contracts with the government. You know, we know that the guy behind it all has a history. He's well known in the space. I can't find a single deal wrong with this in 5 months of research. If you guys are not in this yet, let me give you a small piece of advice. Get signed up today, because every day that you don't, you're going to lose money. This is the easiest deal. Even if you don't promote, you're going to earn money. But if you do promote, you're going to make massive money. That's all I got, folks. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I hope this made sense to you. This is one you do not want to miss. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. So take time to get to know more about it and take time to get involved. I'm Ari Maccabee, and I hope you guys have a great night.